Hey, what's up, everybody? So today's video, we're gonna cover the New York Knicks against the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks, man, this was a good game, and I'm very impressed with the Atlanta Hawks right now. You know, they first traded Trae Young, and they traded Trae Young for, I think it was for CJ McCollum, and it was like a trade that's like, how you got so little in return. But when you start to look at this team, you're like, yo, wow, Atlanta's really doing good, building this team up, So shout out to Atlanta for really developing their players, drafting well, and developing their players. And what caught my eye and wanted to watch this game is because, Jalen Johnson's having a great season. And Jalen Johnson is the type of player that I've been keeping my eye on simply because we could have drafted him back in the 2021 draft. That season, that NBA draft, that season and NBA draft, we had the 19th pick and we had the 21st pick, right? And when we were up to draft, I assumed that I had two assumptions going into before the draft started. I thought the Knicks might trade down, but that's not with Jalen Johnson available. I thought Jalen Johnson would be picked. So when Jalen Johnson fell down to 19 to the Knicks, I'm like, yo, we're gonna go for Jalen Johnson, and we're gonna have R.J. Barrett at the time, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. So and we missed out. He was drafted 20 to Atlanta. So, and then 21, we traded that first round pick as well, and then we traded down to draft Quentin Grimes. So Quentin Grimes that was a good pick. I think he was a solid pick at 25. But if we could have had Jalen Johnson and Quentin Grimes, I think it would have been so much better. So, anyways, going into this game, so the Atlanta Hawks, they drafted Jalen Johnson. He's having a good season. They also have Dyson Daniels. They also drafted, so it's Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka Okongwu was, that was with the Obi draft. So I think he was selected number 5. And you had, we drafted Obi number 8 and Emmanuel quickly at 25. And that's it. We also collected extra second round picks with that draft. But the thing about Onyeka Okongwu that I'm impressed of from him is that he's shooting threes, and he finished the game taking 7 3-pointers, and he can defend pretty good. He's actually a very good defender, I think. I see him. And so that's my thinking going to this game. Like, wow, they're drafting well, and they traded for CJ McCollum. I think how they got to kill Alexander Walker. I know that he used to play with Anthony Edwards in Minnesota, who Julius Randle is now playing there, as well as Dante DiVincenzo. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me look at the kid. But he's having a great season. He played great against the Knicks, finishing the game with 36 points. And I remember, I think at halftime, he already had 20 points. So he was playing well. Jalen Johnson, man. I'm like, yo, man. I think he would have been tremendous with this Knicks team had we drafted him. And so forth. He's having a really good season. And his passing is very in this game was good, as well as his shot. Most of his shots in this game, he takes a lot of when he's close to the rim. Just prepare for him to take a lot of shots off the backboard. Like, he treats it like as if it's a layup. So if he's 10 feet from the basket, maybe I wouldn't say 15. I would say like 12 feet. He's always going for the backboard, or go for the backboard real quick. Like, it's an easy shot. Like, he treats it like an easy shot. But yeah, so that's about it. That's what I was hyped about. That caught my eye in terms of seeing players get developed in that aspect. That's what I was like. That caught my eye of the Atlanta Hawks, and I think they're building up pretty good so far. I got to give them their credit. Much credit to their GM and everything and how they're building up. It's pretty good. If 3 of your 5 starters are Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, and Dyson Daniels, it's pretty good. And then you trade for C.J. McCollum and you get Nickeil Alexander Walker. Like, this is a pretty good team. Like, you gotta, as a franchise, you gotta tip your hat to them how they're moving as an organization. So us, we're going into the game. We're pretty cold. Karl Anthony Towns in this game, man, I thought he was tremendous. A lot of people keep talking about, because I do have a good time going to other Knicks channels and commenting and talking about the game, and I enjoy all that stuff. So, but most of the focus was on Jalen Brunson on this game. For me, when I really took a good look into this game, man, Karl Anthony Towns, man, he wasn't getting enough credit. Because he really had a strong first half in this game. In the first quarter, he was the first one that made he scored for the Knicks in the first quarter. It was a 3-pointer. The Knicks were missing shots in the first quarter, and he sort of was like the one that was keeping the energy moving. He wasn't at points. He was getting assists, but also. He was also making the pass that led to an assist, right? So he was making, he would get a pass, but sometimes he would be, I forgot what's the term, there's a term, I think there is a term for that, that led to a pass, that led to somebody getting an assist. So, those were, he was playing really good in the first quarter, and, this is the type of game. He finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And his defense was really showing in the first. I really think he was a defensive anchor in the first half. Like, I could honestly say that going after watching the game again. And that's why it took me some extra time to make this video. I wanted to rewatch the game a little bit more, and I really wanted to analyze the game just a little bit more so that I can share with you guys what I saw in the game. So, Karl Anthony Towns, man, first quarter, I thought, man, he was tremendous. Defensive anchor, he was that. First half, he was that. He was a defensive anchor. His hands were active. I think he got a steal against Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels in the first half. So, so that was pretty good defense from him. And Jalen Brunson started to step up, and that he started to step up really. I think it was around the third quarter when he really started to make shots. A lot of his shots started, and then some on the fourth, some clutch shots in the fourth quarter in this game. And I just felt like in this game, if Jalen Johnson as well was knocking down shots, and in this game, if I had to compare him to somebody, I would almost compare him to bear with me. I always get a runny nose here outdoors. But Jalen Johnson kind of made me, he was giving me, there was some Jason Tatum vibes from Jalen Johnson in this game for me. And I can't really call it because Jason Tatum as well. He also is having a high level of assists in this game. But there's some similarities that I'm starting to see from both of those guys that I don't want to compare him to Jason Tatum, but there's some similarities. Like if you would tell me that Jalen Johnson's learning from Jason Tatum's game, I would be like, yeah, I can see that. Except Jalen Johnson really leans on using the backboard often. A lot of passing from those two, Jason Tatum and Jalen Johnson. Anything else I would want to add to that? No, just 2 players. Those 2 good players from Duke. Both players are from Duke. And Karl-Anthony Towns in this game, if I had to compare him to somebody, I would almost say like a 7-foot Julius Randle kind of role-ish. Rebounding heavy, moving the ball a lot, and always finding somebody to pass it to in this game. He's always finding somebody and doing good. So, except he's less ball dominant, right? He's rebounding. I would say Julius Randle or Giannis, in between the role kind of bit, except in his own way. He's doing it in his own way, and he's pretty good at it. And you also get that 3-point shooting. So, you got a 7-footer that can shoot the 3, rebound, and also he can make the passes that can lead to an assist or get an assist. And also he's also giving you steals. He grabbed a steal in the first quarter, grabbed a steal in the second quarter. Just played that's pretty good. I mean, honestly, it's all you could ask for. And then you also get some more production in the third quarter and the fourth quarter from Karl-Anthony Towns. Just some good basketball. And also Josh Hart in this game. Josh Hart was kind of cold. He was cold. When I said the Knicks were missing baskets in the first quarter, Josh Hart was one of them. So missing a lot of shots, but what basket was he? I have to try to remember. I could be getting my games mixed up right now, but yeah, Josh Hart was missing some shots, but he started to make some easy shots. He made a nice shot against where he drove to the basket, and I think he like pump faked, and then shot it, and then it kind of rolled in, kind of thing. So yeah, he did pretty good. CJ McCullough almost won. He almost took the game to overtime, and wow, I was just overall like the way how well they competed. I was just kind of impressed about how the level where they're at after trading somebody like Trae Young. So that's all I saw. It's really what I saw in this game. Just some great competition, great development from them, and we're getting more ready. I like this. I like the energy we're playing. We're playing more together, relying on Karl-Anthony Towns, relying on Jalen Brunson for scoring. Jalen Brunson, not this game in particular, but other moments, his defense has been stepping up. Mitchell Robinson. Let's talk about the second half and Mitchell Robinson, because this is where the defense really starts to step up at the center position. The defense really, as soon as Mitchell Robinson gets on the floor, he might have been in the floor on the first half, but I'm not sure if he was if his presence was that felt yet. But in the third quarter, oh man, when he got on the floor, forget about it. I think he got the steal. I know he got a steal against Dyson Daniels. Maybe I could be confusing Karl-Anthony Towns and could be mixing that up, but there was a good defensive play where there was a defensive rebound from Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels. He tried to bring it down, and Mitchell Robinson was trailing him, and he was able to knock the ball out of from behind them, and so forth, and we were able to get a steal and so forth. So shout out to the Knicks right now. The team is playing really good basketball. They're playing more together. There's a level of intensity on defense, and it's not just like, it's not like your OG Anunoby or your Mikal Bridges or just Mitchell Robinson. It's the team as a whole. Everybody's having a collective. Everybody's playing a role collectively, and they're in sync. So that's good to see that, and that's about it. So, anyways, right now we're in third place. We have like 52 wins right now, 51 wins right now, and we're almost getting into the NBA playoffs. I think we have like 27 losses, 28 losses, so it's getting close. So next up is the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden. That should be exciting. and we'll see about that. So, anyways, you guys have a good rest of the week, and yeah, look for me to make some videos time to time, because sometimes I just don't have the time to live stream. I'm looking to live stream once a week. As I'm learning my schedule. That's my goal, like right now, once a week, and maybe do some vlogs and stay consistent. So, all right, so you guys have a good one. Peace out.